everyone. Hope you're well. I posted a cover of this one to YouTube Shorts yesterday, and I had a couple of requests on how to play it, so I thought that I would throw together a quick tutorial for you guys and gals and show you how it's done. And that I speak of is the fantastic Walk All Over You by Angus and Malcolm Young of ACDC, of course. A track, as you may know already, stems from the band's 1979 album, Highway to Hell. And it's one of those underrated and underappreciated ACDC riffs, of which there are many. Regardless, let's get right at this, shall we? We are in standard tuning for this one. We're going to be working with just 4 chords, which is, typical of AC/DC, 3 or 4 chords. Here are the 4 chords that we're going to be using. An E power chord. And then we're going to go into a G, but it's not a typical G. This is more of like a G sus2, but not quite. So we're not dropping our index on the 2nd fret of the A string like you would in a normal G. You're muting the A string with the pad of your middle finger, which is on the 3rd fret of the low E. And then you're strumming the whole chord, but that A string is muted. So, if it was the open A, that would be a G sus2, but we're muting the A. Every single time you go into G in this song, that's the chord you're hitting with the muted A string. So it's a full G, muted A. So the first 2, E power chord, G muted A, down to D, and again, like the G, every time you go into like this D cowboy chord, I do not have my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the high E string because we're not using it. We're downstroking just down to the B string. And then the 4th chord, A power chord. So that is the opening. But when we go to G from E, we're going to walk it up. So we're going to go open E, 2nd fret of the E, and then into the G. 3, 4. So that's the chord progression at the very beginning. You repeat this 4 times, and this takes up about the first 50 seconds of the song before the main riff proper kicks in. And the main riff proper is this. Exact same chords, but just, much faster. E to G to D to A. But when you go to A, you're going to do a quick shift back to D and then go back to the A power chord. Kind of like that. Before going back to E and starting the whole thing over again. You're going to repeat that 8 times before the first verse starts. And when we get to the first verse, we're going to drop into the E power chord and just let it ring. Now we're going to drop into this G again, downstroke it 3 times, down to the D, and then downstroke that D 3 times before going back to the E power chord. So that is what we're playing during the first verse. Right? Like I said, and every time you go to this D, you don't have to worry too much about that, right? You're not hearing that note ring. We're only going on the D, G, and B string. So during the first verse, you're going to do that 4 times. The very last time, instead of going back to E, we're going to go to A. Now we're going to jog between the A back to the D 3 times. Back to E for the 2nd verse. Repeat 4 times. Now this time we go to A. Back and forth 3 times. And now we're into the chorus, which is the same as the opening riff. Right? And that's pretty much how you play that whole one. Sorry, you don't go back to A there, you go to E for the continuation of the chorus. But that is how you play pretty much all of the rhythm parts to Walk All Over You by Angus Malcolm Young of ACDC. Certainly hope you found that helpful, and if you did, please hit that like button and, drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already. That would be awfully nice. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload something new. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may find you these days, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.